Hey there, fellow brothers and sisters. Welcome to Irish Drifters Podcast, where every journey has a story. I'm John and I'll be your guide through uncharted paths and unforgettable moments. Let's hit the road together. Subscribe and let's get drifting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, my name is John. Guys, before we jump into today's story, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out in future episodes. Let's get to it. Let's start with the fact here, yeah? Did you know that there are over 20 million connected devices in the world today, all sharing data and information at the touch of a button? And every time you step outside, there's a camera somewhere watching, recording, waiting for the perfect moment. It's a little unnerving, isn't it? So folks, today we're diving into something that's been on my head or on my mind a lot lately. The way technology has been shaping our lives, and more specifically, how it's eroding our privacy. It's crazy how just a few years ago we could go out, make mistakes, and enjoy moments without worrying about them being broadcast to the entire world. But now, well, everything feels like it's being watched, right? Recorded and shared. Fun fact, guys. Fun fact, yeah? Surveillance cameras in public spaces are now so common that I read somewhere 70% of the world's population is captured on camera multiple times a day, often without their knowledge or consent. The cameras might be invisible, but their effects from it are far from it. I remember there was a time when the world felt big, when you could wander into a cafe, meet new people, have a conversation with someone without the looming threat of being filmed. No cameras hanging on street lights. It was just you and the company. It was also a feeling of not knowing, or a feeling of knowing that the space that you were in was just a speck of the world we lived in, because we could only imagine in our minds. How I miss those times. And that, to me, was healthy, because it meant we could be dreamers of what was out there. Even in the early 2000s, things weren't so intrusive. But from the 2010s, technology, as we know, started developing at lightning speed. Suddenly, We weren't just hearing about distant places. We could see them on our screens. By the time we got to FaceTiming, everything changed. It was a game changer. But with this progress came the cameras, street lights, beaches, highways, and even forests. It felt like the world we knew was shrinking, becoming smaller and more intrusive. It's like the air around us has grown heavy, thickened by the constant weight of, or the weight of constant surveillance. Every move we make, for me at least, feels like it's magnified. Like we're no longer living in the world, but performing on a stage. Yeah, I like that. The first time I really noticed how technology had invaded our privacy was during a night out with friends. We went to a bar. We'd been many times, but this time it felt different. We were having fun, laughing, talking, when suddenly I realised that everyone had their phones out. Not to take pictures, but they film for the chance that something might go viral. It hit me like a ton of bricks. We were no longer living in the moment. We were living for the moment that could be captured and shared. It was like we were actors in a play, except the audience was the entire world. I read recently there, a study found that the average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media. That's more than a full workday spent on just scrolling through news feeds, liking photos and reading status updates. It's not just bars. Cameras everywhere, on traffic lights, on street lights, on street corners, in coffee shops, even beaches. Once places of peace are now under watchful eyes. This awareness, I believe, does something to you. It makes you hesitant, afraid to fully express yourself. I've noticed people, are more cautious, scared to make mistakes, including myself, because mistakes are no longer private. They're public property. The world feels like a giant fishbowl. where we're all swimming under a constant magnifying glass. Every move, every word feels amplified. Like we're trapped in an endless spotlight. I've noticed people even hesitate to show affection in public. It's not just about being filmed anymore. It's about what comes after the judgment, the comments, the fear of becoming a viral moment for the wrong reasons. Social media thrives on these moments, on showcasing the good and ridiculing the bad. It's a recipe for disaster. Where our very humanity is stripped away, leaving only curated perfection. It's exhausting. It's like we're walking on eggshells, afraid to even make the slightest wrong move. You can feel it everywhere. The pressure is palpable, suffocating, and relentless. The fear of being constantly observed has created an invisible barrier between people. Conversations that were once carefree and spontaneous now feel calculated, every word chosen carefully, as if the wrong one could come back and haunt us. People, including myself, avoid vulnerability, opting instead for polished surface level interactions. This fear has done more than make us cautious. It's made us distrustful. Every passerby holding a phone feels like a potential paparazzo. Moments that should intimidate, like a heartfelt confession or a joyful laugh, are now guarded secrets, kept safe from praying eyes. Public spaces, once places of community, now feel isolating. We've begun to adapt in ways that aren't always healthy. Some people retreat, choosing solitude over the risk of exposure, me included. Others curate every aspect of their lives, projecting an idealized version of themselves that's exhausting to maintain. It's like we're all actors stuck in roles we never auditioned for. Facts. I believe we need to rethink how to use technology. It is an amazing tool, for sure. But it shouldn't come at the cost of our freedom. Privacy is more than a right. It's a part of what makes us human. It's the space where we can truly be ourselves without fear or judgment. I encourage everyone, myself included, let's just create moments where we can exist without cameras, without social media, without the world watching. Let's try to reclaim some freedom, one step at a time, right? Guys, our lives don't have to be dedicated to technology. Sure, let's use it to connect and learn. But let's not forget the importance of stepping back and living for ourselves. True freedom lies in balancing progress with privacy. Now, guys, it's time for us all to take a step back and reclaim control. Technology, for sure, is not going away. But how we use it and how we allow it to shape our lives is entirely in our hands. So, I encourage you to ask yourself, what are the moments I can protect for myself without the world watching? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this story inspiring, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content. Remember, as always, guys, the world is your garden. Get drifting. I'll see you in the next one.